night. Thinking about you, you think about me. Thinking about you, you're counting the beat.
Thinking about you.
Is that true? This is it. This time I know it's the real thing. I can't explain what I'm feeling. I'm lost for words. I'm in a daze, stung down the lane by your open ways.
Put your faith in me, I would never set you free. Hold your head up high and let everybody see. With love to guide us, nothing can divide us.
Oh, you would have thought they just discovered Penny.
I actually sang at a football benefit concert, and everyone loved the song. I knew the words of Locomotion, and the chorus was fairly simple, so we raced out and did an impromptu number. You keep on asking me, why can't we be together? I keep saying, won't you wait a while? But I recorded a demo version of Locomotion. It was then suggested to me that I should find myself a manager to get a record deal, and I met Terry Blamey, and he signs me up with Mushroom Records. I don't expect to get a guarantee. It's just that I believe.
At first I thought it was a little bit throwaway, and I was in England, and my niece and nephew, who were about 13 and 11 at the time, said to me, do you realise how big this Neighbours program is becoming in England? I said, no, I don't. And I put one and one together and came back to them straight away and said, listen, we should sign this girl.
One night Michael came in all excited and he said, I've got my new signings here. And these two kids walk in, Kylie and Jason. I mean, they were just babies. And, you know, I didn't know much about Neighbours or any of that, not watching that sort of television, but I don't think anybody really knew what was going to happen.
Whether she was going to cut it as an artist or be able to produce a hit and go on and do everything else, we didn't know.
There was a time where I was being very frustrated at simply being part of the production line.
The Stockache and Waterman relationship at that time was a dictatorial relationship. Nobody hid the fact that the first time she flew to England to record, we only had a window of opportunity of 3 days for her to be in England because of the Neighbours shooting schedule.
Basically, they ignored us for a week. And finally, on the last day before we took our flight back to Australia, we arrive in reception. The receptionist calls up to Pete Waterman and says, oh, Kylie Minogue's here. And he's like, Kylie who? Who is she? She's come to do a song with you. And I think he arranged a cup of tea for us while they took 10 minutes to write I Should Be So Lucky.
She developed very quickly from the time we signed her into somebody who knew her mind absolutely and knew that she didn't want to be dictated to or told what to do. She wanted to make her own decisions.
Stockache and Waterman became more and more amenable the longer we stayed with them. And we were actually only signed for 3 albums. And by the 4th album, they were willing to bend a lot and give Kylie a lot of creativity. I think Kylie and I both thought we were very lucky to have had such a good run in pure pop, and it was time to step into another area.
I love the chameleon-ness about her, and I think that's one of the strengths that's really kept her going.
Every image that people have seen, they're all a part of me. I have so many characters lurking in my body, it's frightening. Oh my God. I'm possessed. Clever girl, think you are, but you think too much. Shut down, Turner, don't look that way anymore. Clever girl, think you know, but you don't know me.
I strongly believe in pop music, you change or die.
Making Where the Wild Roses Grow with Nick Cave was one of the experiences of my life, personally and professionally.
They call me the wild rose, but my name was Eliza Day. Why they call me if I do not know.
I had heard from a few mutual friends that he was interested in working with me.
Name was Eliza Day.
I was very naive about Nick Cave and the icon, the god that is Nick Cave. I said, oh, well, yeah, that's nice. Didn't realise, what? Nick Cave wants to do a song with me? I was given the demo tape and the lyrics and a note from Nick, would love you to do this. And the day that I met Nick Cave was the day I did my vocals for Where the Wild Roses Grow.
They call me the wild rose.
Doing live shows with him, doing the video with him, just everything about it was completely magical, and I can't imagine my life at the moment without having had that experience.
For my name was Eliza Day. My name was Eliza Day.
Probably the most significant impact that Kylie Minogue had on Mushroom was that she provided the international exposure that Michael has also yearned for all the years leading up to that stage, manifested itself in Kylie's international exposure, particularly throughout the UK and Europe.
Mushroom has always searched for international success, and it got it by accident through Kylie. And Kylie changed Mushroom forever.
It was suggested that maybe we get...
While she's in Australia, and it happened.